What day is it today, Sham?
It's Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve in Australia. We're sitting at probably 30-something degrees right now. It's not as hot as it has been the past couple of days.
Yeah, it's probably low 30s, but with a nice breeze.
Yeah. Humidity yesterday was that was suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I had to swim everywhere I wanted to go. And I had shopping to do yesterday still as well. Fuck, I hate Christmas shopping.
It was a bunch of housework. If you actually leave the lounge room and go further into the house, you'll notice. You really can't tell in this room.
Yeah, there's too much crap in this room to tell.
Yeah.
Way too much.
But it's a lot better than it used to look.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
No, yeah, I kind of recall vaguely what it used to look like. But anyway, so what are your usual Christmas traditions, Sham? What do you do leading up to Christmas, and what do you do on the day?
I'm harassed to make space for my aunt to stay. And that's about it.
Yeah?
Christmas isn't a thing here all that much.
I'm really fucking jealous.
Well, it's weird. My mom's trying to get into it. It was I'm pretending to get into it, blah, blah, blah. I'm could have done that when I was young.
Didn't think Hare Krishnas believed in Christmas.
Well, they don't. Exactly. Oh, I don't know. Winter's still a thing, and that's what Christmas is about.
It's the solstice, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get them Vikings.
The actual reason for Christmas.
No, I hate Christmas. I fucking hate Christmas. It's so much time that I'm obligated to spend with other people who'd probably rather be off just spending time with themselves, but they also feel obligated to spend it with other people. So I have 2 families that I've got to spend time with, which sucks. 2 families I've got to buy shit for, which sucks. And all I want to do is just go home and just not have to deal with anyone.
Be autistic.
Yeah, exactly. If I
just
could have
you and guts.
If I could have it my way, and people ask, Kyle, what do you want for Christmas? It's I want my Christmas present to be not having to get you a Christmas present.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then that way no one has to worry about shit. Any money that I would have spent on other people, I can focus on myself. Because I'm an adult now. And it's what do you want for Christmas? I'm no, money will be fine. When really all I'm thinking is pay my rent, pay my groceries, pay, for my insurance. That's fine. That's what I really want as an adult. Fuck, being an adult sucks. Just losing that sense of wonder and everything that you had. But I do have a couple of traditions that I do leading up to Christmas. The best of them being one that I only picked up a couple of years ago, is I watch all of season 2 of Danger 5, the best Australian TV series ever made.
Best Australian TV series ever made. Nothing's topping it off the top of my head.
Exactly. It's great. Season 2 is all Christmas themed. Johnny Hitler is the coolest kid on campus.
Obviously.
The king of Christmas. What's not to love? It's so good.
It'd be a wintry Christmas, wouldn't it?
No. It depends.
Doesn't it take place in the US?
It goes between different places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's the episode in the high school that's got Sean McAuliffe, and that's fucking great. There's an episode in Russia with King Khrushchev and zombies and Soviet dance witches. Best fucking series ever. Would heartily recommend to anyone. But anyway, so that means we're actually coming towards the end of the year now. It's only about a week left before we get to say Happy New Year, welcome 2017. Please don't fuck me as hard as 2016 did. I'm not sure if I can take
fine.
it. No, every year is horrible.
Well, if you want to put it that way, then sure, fine.
Yeah,
but everyone's fucking whining about 2016 in particular.
No,
I'm
every year is just bad.
Because Trump won, even though everyone knew Trump was going to win because they cheated Bernie Sanders out.
Michael Moore called it back in fucking August or some shit. He's oh man, Trump's going to win. These are the 3 states that he's going to win, and it's going to win him the election. And it fucking happened.
Yep.
So listen to Michael Moore. Don't listen to his opinions.
Well, yeah.
Listen to his analysis.
Yes.
But anyway, moving on. So we've had a ripper of a year in Australia. We've had a few.
Have we?
Things.
Because we spent what?
Every year is a ripper of a year.
15 minutes going, shit, what happened this year? I don't know.
Exactly. It's how you know it's been exciting in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
So primary.
I just like to say that this is going to be completely formless. Usually I go, here's the beginning where we ramble on, here's the actual news stories, and then at the end it's here's where we just babble some more. It's just
and
gonna
then
be
we
babble.
cut it all out in editing.
It's just gonna be
Fix
babble
it in post. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So we had a double dissolution election earlier in the year, but that's not the important part.
No, because the seasons change and the double dissolution election happened.
It's just the great Australian tradition.
For anyone who doesn't, I don't know. There's certain things that can happen during the year, in Parliament or whatever.
If a bill gets rejected twice in the Senate, then the Prime Minister can go to the Governor General and call for a double dissolution, where both parties are officially dissolved and we go up to election again. So,
and it usually it can happen within 2 years of the term or something, even less.
Yeah, it can happen whenever.
Yeah,
really, there can be multiple double dissolutions.
Yeah, but for some reason, it seems to happen roughly around the 2 year mark. Probably they started talking about or announcing it just before the 2 years is up.
Because the primary reason why someone wants to purposely call a double dissolution is when
their favorability's up.
Yeah, when they feel that going back to the polls, they'd be able to get stronger numbers and be able to push through whatever they weren't able to push through, which caused a double dissolution, which is what good old Malcolm thought would happen this time. But his party got elected again, but with less seats than it previously had. Wow.
Womp womp.
But anyway, so the most important thing about this, and most disappointing thing about it, is our One Nation got a few seats in the Senate, and Pauline Bloody Hanson,
the future Prime Minister.
Don't jinx it.
Well, make sure all the lefties pull their heads out of their fucking asses and pay attention to what's actually happening.
Yeah, but anyway, Pauline Hanson got elected into the Senate by not even like razor thin. There was like, what, 3, 4 One Nation senators that got in? And well, one of them just left the party and then was found to be like bankrupt in court. So that happened literally yesterday. So what a rip and start One Nation is off to. But anyway,
the triumphant comeback.
What a character. She tries to prove that climate change isn't real by going to the Great Barrier Reef.
To the part that's fine.
Yeah, to the part that's fine, and saying all of it is fine. Just
all of this gigantic stretch of coral and wildlife that runs the...
Yeah.
What? It's like 2/3 of the coastline? Or?
Yeah, it's some gigantic portion.
And this is like, our coastline is bigger than like either coast of the United States just because of the way Australia's shaped. It's massive.
Yeah. And but it's basically just saying, see that patch of skin there, that's fine. Doesn't matter where your melanomas are. As long as you've got one patch of good skin, you're cancer free.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's some great backwards logic.
Carl came up with that analogy looking at the fact that we're both just wearing singlets and shorts.
Yep.
It's like, oh, look, there's flesh.
Yep.
Pasty flesh.
Oh, yeah. I'm way more tan than
less
you.
Pasty than you used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Considerably.
Way less pasty.
But for the record, they're called singlets, not tank tops.
Yeah, but if you want to buy them online, you got to type in tank in the search bar. It just shits me.
I've never typed in tank in the search bar.
Well, there you go. Clearly, you are not as much of a fashionista as I am.
Yeah, let's call it that. What I prefer to type in Penza. Anyway,
so yeah, Pauline Hanson's in the Senate. Her maiden speech was basically the same as it was in 1996, except she just crossed out Asians and replaced it with Muslims, because we were in danger of being swamped by Asians. Apparently, it happened. It didn't happen.
I'm not sure. It seems fine.
Schrodinger's Asia sort of encroached in Australia, and we don't know where we're at right now. But the point is, it's Muslims that are the bad guys now.
Yep.
Yeah. So she wants to do a ban on all Muslim immigration. Thinks halal food is bad and shouldn't exist.
Doesn't understand what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like my grandparents. And isn't it great?
Like lots of people.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything special. There's no fucking shaman with a smoking stick going,
there's not magic stuff. It's just these people
it doesn't have these ingredients. It's good.
This particular food is prepared this way. Okay, and it's halal. If it's halal, it also probably means it's kosher as well.
Yeah, probably, because it's very similar. There's kind of ways of doing things.
They're
both Abrahamic religions. Both came from each other. Well, Islam came from Judaism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it took a cue from its older sibling Christianity and how to write its Bible better. Because, like, the Old Testament's ridiculous. Yeah. And the New Testament's improved. And then along came these Muslims and just went, oh, this is how we're going to do it. It's going to be fucking near poetry. And it's not good poetry, but it's way better written.
So you've got the Old Testament, which is the alpha. You got the New Testament, which is the beta, and then you've got the Quran, which is like the gold. That's the release version.
It's the release version that disappointed everyone because they took stuff out of the original, the beta, the alpha.
But no, so I don't know. It was really great when her and Sam Dastari were on Q&A, and he was like, "I'll take you out for a halal snack pack," and just the look on her face, it's just like.
Based on what happened this week when someone... They're doing... I mean, they probably do it everywhere in the world. Personalized jars of particular foods.
You can get, like, Nutella ones in Meijer.
Nutella's everywhere in the world, so everyone can probably understand that. They've probably seen it. You can get personalized jars of Nutella with people's names. You can get Coke cans. But in Australia, they're doing Vegemite as well. Big Vegemite jars, and it's just like...
Yeah.
Someone sent her one that said halal on it. Misspelled, but it still said halal, clearly.
Yeah.
And she's mugging for the camera.
Yeah.
Because she took a photo with it with, like, grumpy cat face. It's like,
How dare
and it's like, no one actually upset is going to do that.
No.
Like, she's mugging for her constituents. And I'm like, again, I'm starting to think either she's not an idiot or she's definitely got good people around her directly.
She's probably
maybe not her party.
She's probably got really good PR.
But her handlers are great.
Yeah.
Because that was a great move. She doesn't have to do anything. Anyone with half a brain can kind of see through it, but her voters don't even quite have that much.
Yep. All of them
senility.
From like
senility eats that brain away.
And North Queensland and ironically the least evolved place in Australia, Darwin.
Oh. You know what, to be fair, it's just too hot to think.
Yeah, no, your brains literally melt out of your ears. And crocodiles eat it. So.
I have a theory that the reason, like all the Nobel Prize winners comes from like Germany and Scandinavia is because
it's cold.
It's cold and you just got to you can't go out and have fun, so you just got to sit in and do boring shit and then finally,
You just think so hard it heats your whole body.
Yeah, well, technically, your brain does burn a lot of calories, especially the more you're using it. Like if you're reading as opposed to doing something more passive, more calories get burnt. If you're actively critically thinking and trying to do a math problem and stuff, you burn even more. Brain eats up a lot of calories. It takes a lot of energy to run.
Crazy fucking organ.
But I just think it's just because everyone's grumpy and they got nothing better to do, so they just stay indoors inventing shit and discovering atomic energy.
And drink.
And drinking.
What else is that?
It does act like... It does make you feel warmer.
And it is cheaper.
It doesn't make you warmer, but it makes you feel warmer.
Yeah.
It just flushes your skin.
All right. So what else has happened this year, Sean?
Last week, I don't know if MS is her first name or she's just known as Ms. Dur. An Aboriginal lady in Western Australia. Was it Perth? Well, the greater Perth area, or just some place in Western Australia. I know that there actually are other places outside of Perth in Western Australia. It's hard to imagine, but they do exist.
Yeah, but why would you want to fucking live there?
I don't know. I knew
unless you own like a ranch.
What's that place?
Or you live in that like principality place that's like in Perth.
Oh well, that's something else entirely. That's not Western Australia. That's its own.
Yeah, that's its own thing.
You need a passport to get in, and damn, that's cool. They have a sovereign territory inside Perth because someone wrangled it like 100 years ago, and it's just stayed in the family. It's just like a big branch.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Shark Bay. It sounds nice there. Perth only exists if you like seafood.
Perth just exists as a tourist trap. There's literally no other reason to go to that side of the country.
It's basically another country. I'm amazed their accents are actually as similar to ours.
I've always thought it was, and people think they laugh at me initially, then they go, hold on. If say you live Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne your entire life, and then you go over to Perth, Does everything seem like it's been like mirrored, like left to right, right to left? Because you're used to having to go east to get to the ocean. Now you've got to go west. Like, it's just a very uncanny thought to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Los Angeles is too big and messy to know where the fuck, which direction is which whenever I've been there.
Everything's foggy and orange from what, TV shows like CSI Miami would have me believe.
Everything is foggy and orange. But yeah, Western Australia, an Aboriginal woman was taken into custody for unpaid fines because she couldn't pay them, not because she refused to. She's just poor. And they decided, and it was non-violent offences, blah, blah, blah. And they decided in Western Australia, they deal with that by locking you in local jail.
Yeah, basically the drunk
for a
tank
while.
sort of thing.
Yeah. And she was in there for like a couple of days, wasn't she?
Yeah, something like that.
And then eventually she started complaining about pains in her chest and torso. And they treated her like shit and told her to shut up and ignored her. And even though stuff like this has happened before.
Oh, it's so fucking often.
Yeah. So often that several years ago there was a TV show about this literal exact same event, except for the person who died was a young man. And it was something to do with his stomach instead of an actual heart attack, which Mr. had. Fuck, everyone in that station should get fired.
Yeah. I think I remember,
but they won't receive any repercussions.
No, nothing's gonna fucking happen.
Because they're police.
It's what pisses me off, because not only is it just blatant racism against Australia's first people, it's blatant classism as well. Because you're putting in there for a non-violent crime for not paying fines she couldn't afford to fucking pay. Yeah. And it also pisses me off because, you know me, I'm lefty as fuck. I'm hard lefty as fuck. But then you have all these other like fucking people just doing it to look progressive. They do their fucking Black Lives Matter fucking marches over here because of things that happen in the United States. No, we have a problem here with the way Aboriginals are treated that needs to be addressed. And it is a goddamn outrage that grandstanding about something else takes precedence over what's going on here and what's been going on here for so long that no one is willing to do anything about. It's just upsetting. It makes me incredibly fucking angry because they just ignore it.
Yeah.
They get mad about it for like a day and then they move on to the next false outrage.
Yeah, it was a big deal for a couple of days. We didn't do the podcast last week because, I was a little ill.
I was hungover as shit.
Yeah, and that was one of the stories last week, and now all of a sudden it's like it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah. Swept under the rock.
It's just so like other states don't have different, like they actually look into your finances and go, oh, you can't afford to pay this in this time frame. And it's called restructuring debt.
Yeah,
it's what you do if you're a business or a rich person.
Yeah, which is, when you're fucking hounding, especially because now that they're pushing for we're gonna recollect money from you that you might have been paid extra for when you were on Centrelink.
Oh, I hate that shit. No, you fucked up.
No, like, fuck off. Take onus on your mistakes. And it's like, oh, we can recoup millions of dollars. Why don't you recoup billions of dollars by actually taxing businesses the way that they should be fucking taxed?
Oh, but then they'll leave.
You don't let things like fucking Apple and BHP and all that shit get away with paying like $0 fucking over here. Tax them. That's where your money is gonna fucking come from. Don't fucking push all the responsibility on the lowest fucking earners. When you have people like fucking Joe Hockey talking about lifters and leaners.
Says the guy taking a pension and an income from the government.
Exactly.
Before retirement
Anyone
age.
who's fucking educated should know what he actually means by that.
Especially if it's a free education.
Yeah. I love that there's just videos of him saying they shouldn't take away free university education. And he was the one that's like, no. The age of entitlement is over. Fucking fat cigar,
the
Joe.
most entitled person in the country.
Yeah.
Outside of Gina Reinhardt. Yeah.
Alright, so where were we?
Well, I figured that's a good break.
Yeah.
We're going on for a little usual fucking lefty, completely uneducated lefty opinions despite, based on nothing but demonstrated fact and history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck Joe Hockey.
Yeah.
And Tony Abbott. Just that whole fucking hard right of the Liberal Party.
We know how economies work. So
except it's been proven in the past, especially in Australia, that you really fucking don't.
Next, they'll be doing austerity.
Because that totally works everywhere it's been done.
Literal work. It's never worked.
It's never, ever worked. And it's still just like, you should do this. Almost just like fucking Greece going through all of its financial shit. Germany, oh, you need more austerity measures.
Like, fuck off, Germany.
Like, no we don't. Bullshit.
No, we do not.
Yeah.
We need to make our own new currency again and tell you to all fuck off.
Pretty much.
No, austerity is dumb.
It really is. All right. So what else has grabbed your attention?
Okay, actually, let's do the census. It's just next on the list, and I can go into recent stuff. This year, we had our... It was once every... How many years often do they do it?
4?
It's supposed to be. It feels like it was more recent than that. But anyway, yeah, 4. For every 4 years, at least. I mean, at most.
Yeah.
There's a census, and our new census is bullshit. Because it's no longer anonymous, even though it's supposed to. It's anonymous, but it's not. No. It's no longer anonymous, and they get to keep your information for 18 months.
They get to...
wait. 18 months was the original?
I know they get to keep it for a really long fucking time, and they get to do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's total horseshit.
It's total horseshit. Because... Well, as you said, it should be anonymous. They shouldn't be able to identify any of us with this information, and now they can. It's just like the sort of like metadata retention shit.
It's also
we won't use it for
legal.
This. It's like...
Bastard.
Yeah.
This is next on the list. I was going to segue into that. It's like, they won't misuse all of the country's information.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to try and vote through Parliament, the fact that metadata can now be used for civil suits. The metadata collected by our intelligence agencies.
Yeah.
Because originally it was supposed to be anti-terror, and now it's like, oh no, just civil suits now will work.
That's bullshit.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why isn't anyone paying attention?
Because they've got other things to be falsely outraged about.
Like Syrian refugees.
Like Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, yeah.
Something that doesn't even affect us here in Australia.
Democratically elected president of the United States. Legally elected president.
Mm-hmm.
Be outraged. You should have been outraged when they fucked Bernie Sanders. But no, it was your team fucking over your team.
Yeah.
Actually, it's your team fucking over your interests. But as long as they claim to be lefties, it's fine.
It's all just lefties in suits. It's not lefties at all.
They're not lefties at all.
Yeah.
Not the current Democrats.
No, not at all.
I mean, at least Labor's sort of middle, occasionally left.
I remember, I can't remember exactly what the article was, but it was like one of those joke articles. Like, people not interested in Greens after finding out they're not willing to overthrow current capitalist system.
I'm not interested in the Greens because they suck.
I'm more interested in the Greens than Labour.
Well, yeah, but it's not a big margin.
Yeah,
it's a very, very small margin.
I know. What would you rather say, Richard Di Natale or Bill Shorten?
I mean, just say the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever the other one you said, not Bill Shorten.
Yeah, Richard Di Natale. There's also the fact that, Bill Shorten's background is he was just like a union rep, whereas Richard Di Natale is actual like medical doctor, like specialized in rehab and shit like that. Worked with the AFL for years.
Oh, okay. You mean like I've already forgotten his name. The black Republican candidate.
Yeah. Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, Sleepy McGear.
Yeah. Neurologist. I don't think I'm qualified for public office, he says as he takes a position in cabinet. Fucking idiot.
He's like, that's like idiot savant autism sort of like, I'm really good at like finicky details and I've got steady hands.
Yeah.
And I know how to study. And then when it comes to everything else in life, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't remember which comedian. It's probably Bill Burr, or Louis C.K. It's one of those good ones. It's like, these people who spend all their life fucking learning this one thing.
Yeah.
And then they suck at everything else. That's why you probably shouldn't trust them to do anything else.
Just put them in that thing to do that one job. Yeah. If they stray from that, just put them back on the line.
Dr. Asperger's discovered that. And he suppressed all of his research information because he was researching under the Nazis. Like he was a German doctor during the Reich, and he's like discovered all these, mentally different people are actually really good at stuff when they, they're focused on it, and he repressed all of it.
What a cunt.
No, why would he? He's like, oh, look, here's a group of retards for you to gas and get rid of now. Yeah.
Okay.
So when, because he was like, I don't trust them to not just murder this list of people. These people by criteria that I've created.
Man, I always find it really fascinating that so much of the medical knowledge that we still rely on today came from Japanese and German medical experiments during World War II.
Yeah,
and
baby.
Such an ethical conundrum because there's the argument that because of the way that the information was gained, we shouldn't use it. But the other is
we already
all these people suffered in the first place. It would be just a waste of their suffering to not use this to help people. Such a fascinating, moral debate.
Honestly, I don't think so. It's just like, well, these cunts already did it. You may as well make the best of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't stop doing it.
Yeah.
Stop doing it, but just use what the pricks have already done.
Just thank that dude for dying for us to find out exactly what temperature the human body stops functioning at.
Yes. The better argument is, well, we've gained so much knowledge of it so far. Now that's you could say, could make one person suffer, benefit hundreds of people.
Oh god, needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. All right, Dr. Spock, what's next on your list?
Well, I was just going to segue from that metadata for civil suits because we have no privacy or in this country because we're pretending we have things that aren't important to outrage about, like halal certification.
No.
I was just going to segue into Pine Gap's still a thing.
Pine Gap? Explain that one to me.
The CIA intelligence base. Well, it's a U.S. Army base, technically, in the middle of Northern Territory. Mm-hmm. But it's basically just it's an information gathering site. Was it Pine Gap or was Pine Gap the other one? The old one. It's the one, I'm trying to think of the one that Gough Whitlam wanted to close.
No idea.
How do you not know this?
I studied colonial Australian history, not modern Australian history.
Well, technically it's colonial American history, because they've colonized us. A little vassal state.
Rip. No, nothing about that.
Holy shit.
No.
We're going to do a whole thing on how the CIA helped out Gough Whitlam.
Yep. Or they're a bit too left for their tastes.
What with his socialized healthcare
and making things better for people
and getting out of Vietnam because why we murdering Vietnamese people for no reason?
Yeah.
Sorry, communism. Yeah, well, if they want communism, I guess they can have communism.
Have it, no, but the French didn't want them to have it.
They should have stayed. I guess.
Surrender. White flag. Fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Just leave them with their baguettes.
Yeah, Pine Gap. I'm just going to do a quick search.
Yeah, let's do a quick Google break while I transfer money to Steph's mum. And Alice Springs, fuck.
Yeah.
I played WoW with a dude who was in the Air Force and he used to be stationed up in Northern Territory, Alice Springs. Do you know what his comments were?
What?
Fuck, it's boring. There's nothing to do. You open up the newspaper, everyone's talking about crocodiles. Talk to someone, they're talking about crocodiles. All anyone does is just fucking drink and sweat, and that's it. So it was the most boring experience of his life.
That's what I expect from Alice Springs.
Yep. Alright, so Pine Gap.
Yeah, it's officially...
It's a joint defense facility.
Yes, which it absolutely is not. It's just totally run by the US, and we only get token information out of it.
Oh, wait, no, I love reading the joint defense... So, joint defense facility, partly run by the CIA, the NSA, and the US National Reconnaissance Office. It's all United States.
Yeah.
No Australian.
It was only supposed to be a small base just for relaying information, but it's now a massive surveillance base. Massive. 18 antennas and
radomes.
1,000
They've got Metal Gears there.
Bomb Pine Gap.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Pretty much.
Just destroy it. I mean, they used to do nuclear testing in Northern Territory in Western Australia.
Fuck nuclear.
Let's do some nuclear testing on Pine Gap.
Just get rid of all nukes.
Let's see the effect of nuclear bombs on a surveillance facility.
Yeah, why not? That's what you'd use
they've been doing it for fucking ever. I guess my great grandmother used to write letters to the United Nations of all things, and the Australian Federal Parliament about like the nuclear testing in the middle of Australia. Just like, we really shouldn't have this here. Yeah. It's not this isn't our junk.
Yeah.
Why would we be okay with it? And, you know, she got replies and stuff, but apparently nothing ever mattered because Pine Gap's still a thing.
Nope. Isn't that fun? Central Australia was chosen because it was too remote for spy ships passing in international waters to intercept the signal.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. It's become a key part of the local economy. Sure.
And Gough Whitlam was going to outstall everything he knew about it and then not re-sign their lease. And he was going to outstall he was going to give a big speech in Parliament the day he got dismissed. Weird, huh? Yeah. What coincidence.
He was a true lefty hero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he really was.
Just a democratic lefty hero.
Yeah.
He didn't wield the people's weapon, but good dude.
Fucking CIA. The CIA says this. Oh, I instantly start believing the opposite.
Is it like the Russian hackers for the...
And they said, yeah, according to her. Oh, sources in the CIA. Oh, good. I know it's bullshit. Like Saddam having direct ties.
I love that thing that you posted, fucking call out fucking intelligence, admitting that, yeah.
Maybe I'll post it on the video version of this.
That was
I made that.
Fucking good.
I'm so happy with that.
I had such a chortle at that. I can imagine that, yeah, there's probably countries out there that would want to, hack into an American election, but at the same time, after a hack has happened, isn't it basically impossible to trace who did it?
I don't know.
Because...
Also, when they're saying the hacks happened, it was like back in March, before Donald Trump had the nomination.
Just to link this back to one of our previous topics, do you remember during the census, and it went down, who was it, IBM or the government was trying to say, that there was multiple direct denial of service attacks? And it was found out that they were just lying. It's like, no, that was people trying to log on to do their fucking census. And then they found out that the issue could have been solved if prior to putting the census online, they turned off and put on their routers again. Yep.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Mm-hmm.
Sure it's plugged in.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
What just made the list? All right. All right. Christmas terror plot. So that thing that
should have probably done the other one first, but whatever.
Nah, this one.
Well, it came first, but anyway. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Recently, they've been. I don't know anything about it. My mom was just telling me about it yesterday. Like
it was supposed to be at like Federation Square or whatever. Like
the Liberal Party government's been bragging about how they stopped a terrorist plot despite probably not doing a singular fucking thing.
AFP does it all.
Yeah.
So, but all the news.
So what do we need ASIO for again? Oh, that's right, ousting Gough Whitlam.
Yeah, but it was basically just like, I think it was fucking local police in conjunction with the AFP. It's like, so it was just the AFP. I refuse to believe that local police did anything.
A few extra hands to carry things.
We'll drive you there, mate. It'll be sweet.
They're there to carry my nuts around. Yeah. But yeah, now they're bragging about it, and because we don't actually get terrorist attacks here, really. The closest thing we had was a brown guy a year or two ago who went apeshit in a Lindt chocolate shop, but he had a history of violence, and
he was on parole for like beating his ex-wife and shit. Yeah. And he tried to say that he was associated with ISIS when he wasn't.
Yeah, normally I'm happy just to jump on the quickly radicalized thing, because quite often it does appear that way. But this guy just seemed like a fucking violent nut.
Yeah.
Who just happened to be Middle Eastern-y.
Yeah. And had access to a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
Probably only a 5-round shotgun. But...
No, 2, I think.
Okay, probably only a 5-round or less shotgun. Because I was doing a callback to a sequence.
I know, I just thought I'd shut that down because I'm a dick.
No, you thought you'd shut it down because you're fucking autistic. Fucking. No, he said something that's slightly inaccurate.
Yeah,
I have to
better
ruin the
correct
joke
it.
to be accurate.
I've got to be right. I've got to get that sense of superiority, mate. That's the high that I live off.
Really? That's what gives. I just thought you
Gets me
you
going,
like
mate.
being just you just like things being like.
Nah.
Wow, that's really bad because like I'm just like he's just being pedantic, not authoritative.
People need to know when they're wrong, man. All right.
Yeah, they were just bragging about it,
Yeah.
and because nothing happens. The closest. What's the other closest thing that's happened?
Martin Bryant.
I feel like there was something else in Sydney a few years ago, but that didn't actually happen. But nothing's actually happened.
No, nothing's actually happened.
You know,
I mean,
Bali was the closest thing to attack
but
on
in
Australia.
fucking Bali.
But, you know, there's lots of bogan tourists in Bali.
Yeah.
It's the bogan holiday capital of
of
Australia.
Oh, I want a holiday in Asia. Thailand, Bali. And that's it. That's all they ever fucking go to.
At least Thailand's sort of...
Thailand is like the Asian imitation of India. That's how I like to see it.
I don't know. How? So...
Well, it's like Asia, but with like this veneer of like Hinduism.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's how I see it, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I know it's easier to get like whiskey shots of snake blood in Thailand.
And it's like, it's where all the tourists go.
Yeah.
Because they don't actually want to go to real India. They just want to go to the hyped up version of it.
No.
They don't want to see poverty, man.
I'm not.
They want to see poverty that looks pleasant.
If they want to see poverty, they better stay out of, you know, the countries we shit on.
Yeah. Like all of them.
Are they white? No? All right, let's go to work. Here's another recent story, because the Christmas plot bragging...
Mm-hmm.
Christmas terror plot bragging.
Bragging about, oh, our Christmas is going to be so good. Motherfucker's going to be jealous.
So excited someone accidentally drove a truck through him. Something, I don't know.
Euro Truck Simulator.
This is a truck of peace. It's a truck of peace, Kyle. Brings peace to the world through murder. Last week, the Australian Christian lobby was attacked.
In an attack that was found to be not religiously or politically motivated.
What was it? Because I didn't hear any follow-ups on that.
I don't know, maybe they just thought the ACL were dicks. I mean, they
are, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Anyone outside of the Australian Christian lobby can go, oh, yeah, these guys are dicks.
Yeah, so...
I mean, the Liberal Party probably goes, these guys are dicks, but, you know, we want their votes.
Yeah.
They're still dicks.
So, but, I mean, I haven't kept track of it since that. It's just a really weird statement to make. It's like, well, what was his motivation? Like, it wasn't religious or political.
Then what was it?
I know, again, it's just like, oh, these guys. Don't like these guys.
I mean, you know, even if you take away Christianity, they're still dicks about it. Yeah. But immediately there was like, oh, this is left-wing extremists attacking. I don't know. I saw people comment on Facebook on the very brief things. It's like, they should have done more. Fucking amateurs.
Yeah, no. Just a van with gas bottles in it.
Oh, the whole communism thing is really... The Marxists are really rising up, man. It's really...
Oh yeah,
the sentiment.
It's so apparent. I mean,
like it's not even. It was just the social Marxist of the upper middle class kids.
Oh, the champagne socialists.
Yeah. Like, oh, we need to control how people think and what they say. And now it's just, you know, the actual proletariats are starting to get antsy.
Get rid of all them kulaks, mate.
Ooh. Here's a complete. Well, I suppose I could. Okay, I could segue into saying conservative religious nut job. Like the Australian Christian lobby, Barnaby Joyce. Here's a story from earlier in the year. Barnaby Joyce tries to kill Johnny Depp's...
Oh yeah, Barnaby Joyce will literally kill your dogs.
Wife's dogs.
Yep, he will literally kill your dogs.
Good.
Personally.
Good.
Yeah. It's really hard to admit, but I did side with Barnaby Joyce on this one because they tried to circumvent our quarantine laws.
Yeah, no.
It's like, you're bringing dogs in from a country that has rabies. Mm-hmm. Like, we want them, what is it, 45 days?
Mm-hmm.
They get checked for?
There's an extremely easy way of going about this too, because we have what's called a pet passport. There's a few. It started in Europe and then expanded to the United States, and Australia is now a partner. There's a whole bunch of countries, and they're basically got an arrangement that if you go to a qualified vet, I don't know if they need to be extra specific, but there's certain vets you can go to. as long as it's within the 30 days you're about to travel,
Mm-hmm.
you get your pet checked out,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, oh, there's nothing to worry about, and they give you the right little certificate and your pet passport, and they give it to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring the dog in, and you don't have to worry about quarantine anywhere near as much.
Wow.
It just becomes a matter of paperwork after that.
So you're saying that this situation that they made a huge deal about could have been easily avoided?
By not being rich dicks.
Yeah, by not being fucking upper class shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck about Johnny Depp anymore? Really?
I do. Poor guy suffering from that mean, horrible ex-wife. I'm not convinced one way or the other, to be honest. Everyone instantly went, oh, he's a monster. A woman said something. Take her at gospel value.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Doug Stanhope, who's I don't think ever lied about anything because he's a shameless piece of shit, just went, Johnny Depp's been freaking out that this woman's gonna fuck him over for months and months and months before this all happened. So I'm just like, you know what?
I wasn't talking about him in like a moral in the news sense. I was talking about him as like none of the movies he's been in has been entertaining sense. That's how I'm gonna judge an entertainer by. Until there's actual concrete evidence that they've done something shitty as a shitty person, then I'm not gonna believe that.
Yeah, no.
But his movies have been exceedingly average recently.
Didn't he do one good one recently?
Did he?
I can't remember.
What Johnny Depp movies have come out? I don't know. They're all probably directed by Tim Burton or something.
There's probably like a handful like indie movies or something in there, somewhere out there like no one knows about.
And then probably all right. I see. My favorite movie of his was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Like a lot of people.
Yeah, he actually like lived with Hunter Thompson for like a few months.
I saw the documentary.
It's fucking fascinating.
Documentary's brilliant. Yeah, he kind of nailed it 100%.
Yeah,
the way he kind of talks through his mouth because he's always munching on
a.
Jesus. It was in the documentary. He's driving, through Las Vegas. Hunter's driving the car, and it's like half cuts. He's driving like a maniac.
Yeah.
Like it. It's like, and then someone cuts him off like, Jesus Christ, goddamn maniac! Gotta watch out for him. And then he blew his brains out.
Yep. He was just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Give me a nice funeral. Shoot me out of cannon.
Shoot me out of a giant double-thumbed fist cannon.
Because he had like his family over at the time that he committed suicide, and they had like a loud bang. They just thought, it's probably just one of his books from the library falling down. Because he had a lot of fucking
He's
books.
Probably shooting one of his books. He shoots things.
Yeah.
He's well known for shooting things.
That's what old angry journalists do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many typewriters has he shot?
Fucking.
Probably a lot.
It'd be worth a lot as well. Can you imagine? Typewriter shot by Hunter Thompson. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, typewriters, right now, they sell for a bunch. I had a typewriter as a kid, did you? Well, our family had a typewriter. And then I think we just fucking like ditched it at one point after we got the computer. And it's like, fuck, should have held on to that.
My aunt probably still has
it. For like hundreds of dollars, man. Because even though you can't fucking get the ribbons from anymore, hipsters want the typewriters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like with their Apple computers, they don't do anything, but they want to look like they do things.
Exactly.
Apparently, the RAAF, Royal Australian Air Force, is the least transparent when it comes to the coalition forces bombing Iraq and maybe Syria.
How do you come to that conclusion? Least transparent?
I read about it. They were by some independent body were awarded them
the
least transparent in their actions.
Probably because no one gives a shit about them, to be honest.
Well, see, they're the country. This is the country that can get away with keeping census data until the next census.
Mm-hmm.
That is not anonymous. Keeping metadata for civil suits now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't like. Why would they?
Yeah, no, they're not gonna say shit.
It just goes into the same mentality.
Or maybe just because they don't want to give up how much duct tape they have to use to keep all the fucking 15, 20-year-old jets we use still together.
Maybe.
Duct tape budget through the fucking roof. That's why our defense spending is so high. You just got to tape all of our fucking submarines and jets together.
No, our defense spending's high because we get sold bullshit by arms manufacturers from the US and France and Europe. Because the government ministers are probably getting kickbacks and shit from them.
Yeah, probably. Just like, you saw how Queensland has, actually recorded a surplus, like for the first time in a long fucking time in government. But that's because of, like Adani giving us like fucking billions of dollars, and like now being used like fucking a lot more movies are now being filmed like, you know, Gold Coast and Brisbane and shit like that.
Don't need to go get fucked.
Like not long after, it's like, yeah, no, we'll have the mine in the rich farmland of New South Wales or wherever, and then a few weeks after that, Adani, fucking India is like, oh no, we want to move towards like mostly renewable energy by the next 5 years. It's like, why are we building the largest mine in the fucking world then? Shit.
'Cause they get kickbacks.
But anyway, so 2017 is in a few days.
Yep.
And what are you looking most forward to about 2017?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Wrestle Kingdom 11.
That should be pretty good.
That's going to be fucking great.
There's a Wrestle Kingdom every year, and there's not a Guardians of the Galaxy movie every year.
But this is where we get to be at odds and get to have resolution in
That's
one
where
of
you
our
pretend
arguments.
to be at odds, because you're all you've got is Kenny Omega.
Fucking Bullet Club for life, mate.
No,
Bullet Club for life.
No, they're just the rip-off NWO.
Japan.
I mean, to be fair, NWO was a rip-off of like I think All Japan pro wrestling thing.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's just it straight up is. It was a thing they were doing in Japan, and Eric Bischoff said, "Oh, that sounds like a cool idea,"
And just did it.
and then they did it and it became
But anyway,
NWO.
yeah. So anyway, Bullet Club for life. You're against that. You don't like any of the Bullet Club.
Those Samoan tag team dudes, pretty cool.
No, the Gorillas of Destiny or whatever. Yeah.
They're all right.
The Young Bucks are great.
No,
Yeah,
they're tiny, and all they do is
Japan is so high on them.
I know, because
They just got signed again, Ring of Honor and fucking JPW for like another 2 years with like control over creative.
That's a terror. Never give the wrestlers control over creative.
They've got some measure of their own storylines, and they're bringing in fucking Matt Hardy to do something in Ring of Honor with them.
I was just about to say that's what happens. That's a bad idea.
They're getting a lot of money, man.
Yeah, don't never give wrestlers
Japan
creative.
and ROH love them so much.
Yeah, but that's ROH, so whatever.
Yeah.
They used to be good. It's a bunch of smarks wrestling in front of other smarks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they got good talents, but no one knows how to book wrestling anymore.
So you got Adam Cole for Bullet Club. He just does Ring of Honor stuff. You know, Adam Cole, baby. He's fucking great. He's always looks so fucking excited all the time. It's hilarious. He's supposed to be a heel, but he's like the happiest dude in the fucking world.
I haven't watched any ROH in a while. I was about to watch Power Struggle. In the next couple days.
Oh, and then you've got my bae, Kenny Omega, fucking top gaijin in New Japan.
Does he weigh enough to be heavyweight?
I don't know, because I thought
he's smaller than AJ.
Well, and at the same time, like putting him next to Okada. Okada is fucking tall for a Japanese dude.
Yeah, he's over 6 foot.
Yeah.
See, when Asians get big, they get real big. There's no gradient.
Yeah, there's no tall but lanky. It's just they're big and broad and fucking intimidating.
Sometimes they get lanky, but yeah.
But
the height just goes from like 5'7" to 6'2". There's no in between.
There's no in between. It's just you're short or you're tall.
Yeah.
But
handsome,
we get
man.
to be at odds. Main event, Okada, Omega. It's gonna be great. No matter who wins, it's gonna be a fucking great match.
Should be.
Yeah.
It's no AJ Nakamura from last year, but which was not the main event. It was a semi-main event. Such a bullshit term.
They love their white dude in Japan.
That's good. That's how we're going to make our money.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm looking forward to most in 2017.
Yeah.
Wrestling tryouts end of January.
Yeah, but I'll be in the Philippines for that.
You will be. But I won't.
Fucking rip.
I won't. Nick's like, oh, I'm not in good enough shape for that. I'm like, the only way you're going to know
is if you try. And
then you crash. Halfway through the training session, he's like, all right, I'm out. Yeah. I'll just watch
take a few bumps.
You probably won't be taking bumps on the first day.
Yeah. I think that's I'd love to know how to
judo. You can do judo or jiu-jitsu or wrestling.
At home I always like pick up stuff. Like, you know, just give her a cuddle, pick her up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna power bomb you now. She's like, no, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you don't mean take bumps, you mean give bumps. You'd like to know how to give bumps.
I want to know how to take bumps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. See, I like
great skill to have.
It actually is. I remember during Tough Enough, Taz was talking about how he was telling the people, like, once you learn how to take bumps until it's second nature, he's like, you could be walking in the supermarket, slip on, like, some spilled milk or some shit, and be fine.
Know how to do it.
Sting, but
there's a way to take it.
Or
it's like when you take a bomb, you just, like, spread your body out, so the force is just
taking a bump. That's a flat back bump. You spread the impact over out through your arms and legs as much as possible.
You don't curl up, otherwise you're looking at just breaking something.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Well, it depends on the bump. Some guys are flexible enough to take the accordion bump. I don't know if that's a real. I don't know if that's a real term, but that's like how I describe it. Yeah, like they'll take it over the shoulders and they'll spread the force through their arms. But then, their torso will sort of push the kinetic energy through the rest of them.
Yeah, sometimes it looks like shit really hurts, and then it's like, it's fine.
They got to be flexible. I got to do yoga in the next month.
DDP yoga, man.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. Oh, my back is just super, super stiff.
Completely unrelated and something that's not going to make it into the... Get your own cans. I'm learning.
But
this podcast I listened to, and there was when Del Rio was on the company and talking about like DDP yoga. One of them would always say DDP yogurt for some reason, and Alberto Dorito. They just branded Alberto Doritos and DDP yogurt.
My back, it's getting stiff at the moment, but no pain, no damage. So that's a plus.
I turn 28 next month.
Mm-hmm.
About a month and 5 days from now.
Yeah, no. That's all right. They do wrestling school in the middle of the year. Once you get back from the Philippines,
I can do something then.
Yeah.
Find a new job, do something that actually makes me happy, and then train to do that.
As long as you can get the school I'm aware of is Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And then Saturdays is usually a wrestling day, depending on... Well, not every Saturday. Like once or twice a month. They do shows.
Fucking love that picture.
You're going to be a wrestler, finally.
Wrestling? Fuck you, by the way. Get me
You're
into
welcome.
This bullshit.
Where is she getting all that paper from?
I don't know.
How are we finishing this?
I'm out. No. Probably finished 20 minutes ago and we just didn't realize.
Maybe.
Yeah. Fuck, I love that picture. It's so good.
I am amazed. Tucker Carlson, the most superfluous human being on the planet,
I didn't even know who he is
actually busting Democrats on the whole Russia thing. And I'm like, holy shit, I never thought I would ever enjoy your work.
Never give a shit about someone.
Ever.
Like
Here's a fun thing, though. If we ever have a Patreon, we can start like
show notes up.
Like, who wants a show note signed by the two of us? But for now.